Hello and welcome to another episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I'm your host, Eric Smith. And in the first video I said I would talk about things other than books. So I decided today would be a good time to do something a little different. Um, Basically because I made a purchase recently and this has been on my mind. So what I want to talk about today is a game. It's a great, fun game, and it is called King of Tokyo. And there's the box there, King of Tokyo. Uh, this is a game by Richard Garfield, who I believe is the gentleman who created Magic the Gathering. So you know it's got to be good. But it's just a great, fun dice rolling game. It's kind of like King of the Hill. I'll give a quick overview. I'm not going to give you all the rules here. There are plenty of other videos for that. But basically, in King of Tokyo, you play a giant monster trying to become the King of Tokyo. Simple as that. Um, the board for this board game is just this. There's Tokyo Bay. And you have plenty of giant monsters to choose from. You've got things like Gigazor and the King. And you have the Cyber Bunny. There's a little tiny bunny in there if you look closely. Cyber Bunnies represent! Yeah. There's a few others in the base set, and there are a couple ways to win. You have victory points. First player to 20 victory points is the winner. There's a little counter here. And then you have your health. And if you're the last monster standing, knock everybody else's health down to 0, then you win that way as well. I know my nephew likes to ignore victory points and just wants to kill everybody. Well, how you play is you roll dice, and I call it the Yahtzee Method, where you roll the dice 3 times, keeping whatever you want each time. And what you've got on the dice, these really cool dice here, you've got the numbers 1, 2, and 3. 2, 3. You roll those to get victory points. I'm not going to go into the details of how you do that, but anyway, you have energy. If you roll those, you get these neat little energy cubes. I call it the Tesseract. Another one of my nephews calls it the Allspark. Sometimes we just call them Jello, but they are not edible. Don't eat these, kids. You collect the energy to get cards. Where are the cards? Here they are. Pay for these cards and they give you extra powers. That one would cost 7. That one is upside down and would cost 5. But they do. They give you little extra powers and things, little bonuses. Ooh, this one's a good one. You get an extra die. So instead of 6 die, you'd roll 7. Put those cards back. Okay, so that was energy. Oh, you have the hearts. Those give you health. And then you have the attack. And that's how you beat up the other monsters. With the attack, if you're in Tokyo, any attacks you roll hit all of the monsters outside Tokyo. Conversely, if you're outside Tokyo, well, all of the monsters outside Tokyo, when they roll attack, it hits the monster inside Tokyo. That's basically how you play the game. You roll the dice, maybe get yourself some cards, beat up the other monsters, try and stay alive long enough to be the winner. And you can get those victory points if you want to win the wimpy way. It's just a fun, fast game. Everyone I've played with really likes it. I get requests to play it a lot. Now there's 2 expansions. The first one is the Power Up expansion, which is this one. And this is Panda Kai. That's the guy over here. That's the guy that I play with. And so not only does this introduce a new character, but it adds evolution cards. And evolution cards, there are 8 cards for each monster, specifically for each monster. And if you end your roll with 3 hearts, you can use those to heal, but you can also draw an evolution card, which again gives you extra powers, allows you to do things. So that added a nice little element to it. But the reason I specifically chose now to talk about this is because of the brand new expansion. Came out a little less than a month ago, I think, and that is the Halloween expansion. Yeah, it's Halloween. This adds 2 new characters. Oogie Boogie. Boogie Woogie is this guy. And the one that I will be using from now on, which is Pumpkin Jack. Yeah. So you've got 2 new characters there. You've got new dice. The only difference is the color, but it's Halloweeny, orange and black, and falling on my computer. There's evolution cards for the 2 new characters, and it adds costume cards, which just goes in the deck of other cards, and you buy them with the energy cubes, like you do. But they're really cool. I think the best card I've seen so far might be the zombie costume, because if you're wearing the zombie costume, you cannot die. If your health goes down to 0, you just keep playing. But costumes can be stolen, so if you've got the zombie costume and you keep on playing and someone steals it from you, you're dead. But anyway, very simple game, a lot of fun. You get to make monster noises when you're playing, at least we do, because how could you not go into Tokyo and go roar, or make monkey noises, or be a cyber bunny, represent. Uh, so yeah, it's a quick, fun game. I find 4 people is a good number of people to play with it. It's for, I don't know how many people. I've played it with 2, and I mean, it's fine, but it's just back and forth, in and out of Tokyo, beating on each other. When you add other players, it gets a little more interesting. You never know who's going to be doing what, and everybody might gang up on somebody, which tends to be me for some reason. But it's a lot of fun. You just roll the dice, and you take your chances. But it's giant monsters. How could you not like giant monsters? And I meant to wear my Godzilla shirt, but I forgot. I'm trying to theme up my shirts with what I'm talking about. Right now the theme is it's cold out, so I'm wearing something warm. So if you just want to have a fun, quick game, it's good for the whole family, friends. You can turn it into a drinking game if you're into that sort of thing. Kids will like it. They're big giant monsters, but they're not too scary. There's a kraken and an alien and a mecha dragon. Wow, it's more difficult to talk about this than it is a book, because I don't have any plot points or anything to talk about, although I suppose you could make up your own plot points as you're playing. Also with the Halloween expansion, there was 1 card for a new game coming out called King of New York. I don't know if it's just going to be another straight up giant monsters thing, or if they'll somehow theme it specifically to New York. I assume that's what they're going to do. So that comes out next year, and of course I'll look into it. If it's exactly the same thing, not sure I'd pick it up unless they have some really cool monsters for me to play. Maybe they'll change things up, add some new elements to it. And there are, where is it? Oh, well, there's little tokens. I'm not going to pull them all out of the bag. Little tokens, some of the cards that you have, you can poison your opponents, and other stuff that I can't think of right now. Poison is the one that sticks in my mind. So if you buy one of the cards, the poison card, then you play that on somebody and they take the poison token, and then that does something to them. I don't think any of us have ever used that. We just like the ones that can add extra damage to an attack or give us an extra roll if you need the extra die. Nice green and black there. I don't know, I just like the colors. They're vibrant. And it's always fun to roll dice, isn't it? I think that's about it. Don't know what else to say. It's King of Tokyo. Woohoo! It did get 2011 winner Best Family Game from Dice Tower Gaming Awards. Dice Tower Seal of Excellence, the Golden Geek, all those awards down there on the box. I have seen it on a lot of top 10 lists for games because it's a lot of fun. Um, I'm a huge fan of tabletop and card games. Um, some of them are incredibly complicated, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it takes a while to go through all the rules. And um, even if the box says it takes an hour to play, your first game tends to take at least twice that long, I think, because you're familiarizing yourself with the rules and looking things up. This one, the rules consist of that, and it seems to be mostly pictures. Hell, half of that is glossary and examples of play. It's some advanced rules you can use. I don't know that we've used those, but simple, fun, giant monsters, burning pumpkin heads. It's great fun. So I would suggest you check it out. I picked mine up at the local game shop, Recess Games in North Olmsted, Ohio. Shout out. But it's available on Amazon, of course, and I'm sure you can find it somewhere. And it's not expensive, which is nice. There are some expensive games out there. But that's King of Tokyo. Check it out. I would end with saying play more games, but that's Will Wheaton's thing on tabletop. You should check that out on the Geek and Sundry channel on YouTube, where they do play this game, amongst many other great games. It's a fun thing to watch. So I will just sign off by saying, Cyber Bunny's out!